Welcome back to Gray's Dynamics. As you saw from the intro, we are going to be looking at both the VRC Formula Alpha and the RaceSim Studio Formula One Hybrid. Both of these are really cool to drive. Both of these mods aren't overly expensive. In fact, for less than $10 in the US, you can have both of them. So, totally worth just buying both, having both, racing both. But you're watching this video because honestly, you want to know which one should you get first? Which one's worth spending the $4 or $5 on? Which one's worth getting out there, putting some laps in, racing against your friends, racing against the AI, and figuring out, man, this was worth the $5. I really feel like I'm driving as close to sim-like of a Formula One hybrid. Now, again, caveat, both of them are cool. Like, I'm not going to say neither one of them are. But I do think one is better than the other. I do think one of them pulls away slightly from the other. So for me, I think that's the thing. What do you spend your hard-earned money on? So as you see on the screen, the first one we're going to be looking at is the RSS version. Now again, I'm a huge Lewis Hamilton fan, so I have the skin and updated it so that I can be in Lewis's car. We're actually going to be taking this around the Temple of Speed, Monza. Love Monza. I was thinking about Imola, but I think Monza is going to work best because it's just a fast track. Not crazy difficult. The hardest part is that chicane at turn 1. But once you get past that, it really opens up. It's a lot of fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to run some laps. We're going to run some laps in both cars, see how we do, and then at the end I'll give you my impressions. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Obviously, if you do, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and turn those notifications on and hit that thumbs up. Down below, in the description below, you'll see that I have some links. One of them is an affiliate link for Moza. Basically, I have been running the R9 with the GS wheel, and I run some Heusinkveld sprint pedals. I love my Moza R9 and GS, and I think you should get some too. If I click on the link below, obviously, as an affiliate, I'd get a little percentage myself. Wouldn't cost you anything extra, and goes to help me just buy new gear so that I can review it. And again, it's a win-win. I also have some coupons, so if I have any left, if you click on the link below and use the code halfway point, you'll get $50 off of a purchase of $500 or more. Again, I'm not sure if I have any left, but the last time I checked, I did have a few left. So again, if you want to use those. Also below, you'll see I have shirts. I also have my Discord channel that's up and running. It is brand spanking new, so there's not a lot going on at the moment, but as we know, these things take baby steps. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Again, go ahead and subscribe, notifications on, and give me that thumbs up. Leave your feedback in the comments if you have any questions, or you just want to offer some feedback for the show. All right, thanks. Let's take a look on track.
Round 1.
All right, let's take it for a spin. So I've taken both of these out for a spin, obviously before doing this video, because it would make no sense to get out here, get on track, run some laps, and it be the first time. Although I do think there is some value in running just like that so you can see first impressions. And maybe I'll do that for the future. These really aren't first impressions as much as follow-up impressions. But again, if you're seeing this, this is so much fun. It is worth your time and your money. They're fast. The amount of grip they have is amazing. I mean, worth every cent. Make sure we don't lock these tires up. Get out of here and just keep going. Such a fast track. I race it in iRacing all the time. And I'm not going to get into the debate of which car or which game looks better, which cars handle better, and that's incredibly subjective. And I'll be honest, the main reason I play iRacing is because it has a robust online community, as many know. But man, I will say the content that's available for Assetto Corsa is just amazing. I've downloaded dozens of tracks, tons of cars, and every time RSS has come out with a car, I've enjoyed it. Prior to F1 2022, you didn't have any options. And I'll be honest, even post F1 2022, this is just amazing. A little late on the brakes there. And as you can see, it's super easy to handle. No problems with braking. No locking up the tires. Brake at the 100-meter mark. Swing around that corner. This turn's always tricky. Where do you brake? How much do you brake? But again, so much grip. I mean, look at this. Absolutely amazing. Oop, almost lost it there. And as you know, with the Assetto Corsa, the mods are tremendous. Obviously, I have the Lewis Hamilton skin on. But if you're a die-hard Max Verstappen fan, or Checo Perez, or Sergio, if you're a Charles Leclerc fan, whatever skin you want, I mean, they're all there for you to run. I actually have Lewis Hamilton's helmet and pit crew gear because, again, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. But again, this car handles like a dream. I mean, on this track, I get to drive fast corners, slow corners. Oop. Stretching the grip there. These ultra soft tires are really awesome. We got the ERS on balance. Let's actually turn that up to high. Actually, let's turn it to attack. Let's just spin a lot of ERS. Seeing how fast we can go. Tires are in that warm zone. Nice and green. We are flying along here. I think at this point you can kind of see that the car handles well. One of the things I love about it is it actually has the same modes that you're used to when you're playing an F1 game. And you'll see what I'm talking about in just a little bit. But you can put it in ERS mode, attack. You can put it to no deploy. build, low, balance, high, attack, because those things matter. As you know, when you're driving in a real formula race, well, a sim formula race anyway, you need to be able to have those options. And as I'll highlight later, those options don't really exist on the VRC version of the Formula Hybrid. Again, great car, and they sound quite different. One thing you'll notice is this one has more of a high-pitched squeal, and to some that might be annoying. I rather like it. But I think what we'll do now, this is a good time, we've run some clean laps. I think we've run our best at a 1:28.7. Actually, I'll give it one more shot. Let's try our best lap. See what we do. So far, I'm 3/10 down. Let's see where we go. Yesterday I ran a 1:27. Still a 10th down, 2/10 down. We'll see. Low on fuel. Alright, 2/10 down on my 1:28.7. Alright, so that is the RSS Formula One Hybrid 2022. They have their S version, which is actually cool too. But let's just take a look at the VRC model. So let's take a look.
Round 2.
Alright, do this again. Alright, let's see how we fare. As you can see, if you haven't watched my original video, there are settings you can change so that it doesn't porpoise. Basically, no different than racing a real F1 car in 2022. You got to figure out why it's porpoising, and you can change it. And there are settings to change it. The reason I haven't changed anything is if you just pick up the game and you want to start playing, I'm not sure you're going to dive into those details. You're more than likely going to take your shiny new toy, download it, install it, and play it. Now with this version, you have to use Content Manager, obviously. And with Content Manager, you need to be running shaders patch at least 1.77 or better. But what I have noticed when running that shader pack, every now and then and it has happened more than every now and then with this car, the game will crash. No matter how many times. If you look right now, you're probably looking like that perspective looks a little bit different than the previous video. Yes, because when I was trying to use the shader patch 1.77, it kept crashing. So I actually turned on to run shaders patch 1.78, the latest one, just to see if I can get it up and running, and it is. Now I did film some earlier video of this working, and I'm gonna add that into the video because I think that's something that you clearly want to see. You want to see how the car handles. Now again, it handles quite nicely. I don't think it handles as well as the RSS version. I would need some tuning, but let's turn the ERS up. You've got low, medium, high, and manual. So, I'll be honest, that doesn't mean as much to me as what it means when racing in the RSS version, because it mimics that of an F1 car. What I'm used to racing when I race in the F1 games, when I'm in iRacing. So high, I would presume, is your attack mode. Medium, my presumption would be balanced. And low would be low. But then there's a manual, which I presume is their no deploy. Essentially when you're doing a warm-up lap before you do your hot lap. But that's my interpretation, and I'm pretty sure, I'll be honest, it's probably something in the manual or something in their online tools that tell you what those mean more deliberate. But like you get a new toy, you figure out how to install it, and if you've installed one, they're pretty easy to install. Getting the folder, dragging it over. But again, just like that RSS version of the car, I just want to take it out the box and I just want to play with it. Now if you've noticed, I have also locked up the tires a few times. And in addition to that, I am much easier on the throttle in this VRC version. That is because this car, throttle response, is far less touchy. Where, again, probably something in the settings I can change. But like many of you, you want to download it, add it to your car collection, get on track and start racing. But I am not as confident in this car as I am the Race Sim Studio version of this car in its response. And I say that because having raced both of them, I'm just not as comfortable. But like any car, as you can see, you get more comfortable as you drive it. But I just know from running lap after lap, as you can see, I am significantly faster in the RSS version because I can get that throttle down nicely. I can trail brake much easier. The handling on it seems simpler in many ways. And I know the porpoising is a nice touch, but I'll be honest, I don't want to jump into the settings to turn it off. It does add a layer of realistic simulation, that immersion that you want, and that's cool. But if you have a sim rig that has motion, and that's eventually where I want to go, then I can't even imagine what that would feel like in your sim rig. I have seen some videos of some people running their sim rigs with motion, and it just looks like a nightmare. I want heave, I want sway, I want to feel the back end of the car drift out, but I don't want porpoising. And again, something you can tune out. And again, still a fun car to drive. Not a bad car to drive. $129.0. Not bad. And I think we're going to just call this it. I'm not going to spend much of your time setting up an hour-long video to review. As much as I'd love to do that, I don't think we're going to watch it that long. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop this, go back to the main menu, and let's take a look at my impressions at what I think of both cars.
Final round.
Alright, so there you have it. You've seen the VRC version of the Formula Hybrid. You've seen the RSS version of the Formula Hybrid. Of the two, I'll be honest, and you probably heard it, I prefer the RSS version. Just because it's simple and easy to handle. I don't have issues with throttle response. I don't spin all the time. In fact, if I could share with you just the outtakes of me spinning, which I will not, again, it was a lot in the VRC version. I mean, a lot. It took me quite some time to get used to the throttle, as opposed to in the RSS version. I jumped in, I spun a couple times, and then I was able to race. I was able to do some sim racing, I was able to do some AI racing, I was able to run some hot laps, and that was all run smoothly. Especially when running them on tracks I really knew. I ran them in Spa, I ran them at Monza, I ran them at Imola, and I was able to run fine with the RSS. When I jumped into the VRC, it was like a whole new learning curve in many ways. Not saying that it's a bad thing, just saying that it took a little bit longer to get around the track cleanly. Even though I know my breaking points, I know how to get around those tracks. I've raced them tons of times. So for me, the RSS version was just simple and easy to handle. The porpoising is cool, it's a cool effect, but I really don't want to play it in the game. I'd like to just tune it out, and I believe they give you settings on how to tune it out at many of the tracks. In fact, there are also people who share their settings on how to tune it out. Again, really cool, an extra layer that I really didn't want to have to go down, but nothing wrong with it. If you're a person who likes to tinker and mess with and manipulate, you get both of those options in both cars. If you're a person who wants to manipulate the brake bias and go into the ride height and adjust all those things, again, you can do that in both cars. For me, I bought both. I like both. When I'm going to get out and play some F1, obviously my main thing is I'm going to jump into iRacing, maybe jump into F1 2022. But when I want to race in the Formula Hybrid and I really want to race in one that feels great, I'm going to pick that RSS version. Not that either one is bad, but the RSS version to me has that slight notch better when it comes to handling, when it comes to throttle response, when it comes to braking in and out of, and going in and out of corners. It seems like it's just easier to handle. It seems like I'm able to trail brake a lot easier, and it's something that I would recommend anybody try. Now, because it's less than $10 to own both, just get both if you want. I mean, again, don't go to McDonald's, don't get some hot cakes, don't get a Big Mac. Don't get a sweet tea. I know they're good, but avoid the sweet tea and get both of them. But if you want to have a little, get a little, I'd say if you're picking out of the two, grab the RSS version. Trust me, you will not regret it. You will actually enjoy it, and you will thank me for the recommendation. So, as always, if you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and click on the subscribe link. Go ahead and give me the thumbs up and turn on those notifications. If you hated this video, go ahead and click the subscribe link because we're going to get better as we go along. Leave your comments on why you didn't like it. And again, if you want to leave a thumbs down, that's cool too. Although, I'll be honest, sometimes a thumbs down doesn't make sense. Because if I post a short video that's 60 seconds on me overtaking some people, you give me a thumbs down. Now, maybe if it was you, maybe you're upset I overtook you. Possibly. But I've always wondered why people put thumbs down on many different reviews of products. Is it because you don't like the product? You don't like the person? You don't like the presentation? I don't know. Let me know. Put some comments in the below, and we'll all figure it out together. But give me the thumbs up, thumbs down, either way. It helps me in the long run. So you have a great rest of your day. Hope you enjoy the content. There'll be more to come. Check out my other channel, The Halfway Point. That has podcasts about everything going on in the world. You'll see that again in a link below. You'll also see it in your channel, and I have a link there. So have a good one.